Hello everyone, welcome back to Geeks for Geeks. My name is Dhananjay Mishra, and today in this another session of Problem of the Day, we'll be solving the problem of the day of that is Saturday, and the name of this problem statement is maximize the cut segments. Before starting further, just to let you know that it's a very interesting problem, and while deriving the algorithm for it, or I can say that finding a solution of this problem, we'll be checking out that like this problem statement or this question, it is just similar to another problem statement, or I can say it resembles to, or the core of this problem statement or the basics of this problem statement resembles to another very classic famous problem that we'll be looking onto it, right? So before moving further, let us now just see the problem statement. So it is saying that we are given an integer n denoting the length of a line segment, right? So it is saying that we are given an integer n, and that integer n denotes the length of the line segment, that is the length of the actual line segment which we are assuming or imagining. Now our task is to cut the line segment in such a way that the cut length of a line segment each time is either x, y, or z. Here x, y, z are integers. So now the length of the line segment, that is of length n, we have to cut this line segment such that each cut can be of of the size or length, I can say x, y, or z, right? And here x, y, z are the integers, correct? So we'll see how we'll be cutting out this length segment with the help of these x, y, z for each test case, right? Now moving further, after performing all the cut operations, our task is to return the total number of cut segments, and that should be the maximum, right? So basically it's saying that as we are given the options of cutting that line segment into various small segments of length x, y, and z, our task is to maximize the total number of cut segment, correct? And now let us see that first sample test case, right, to understand this problem statement more clearly. So it is saying that in the first sample test case, the line segment is of length 4 units, I can say, and the partition or the segments in which we can cut the line segment are of length 2, 1, and 1, right? So the total or the maximum number of cut segments that we can make such that this entire length segment can be cut out validly, right? I will explain it why I'm saying validly later on. So yeah, so the output is coming out to be 4. Why 4? Because we can see that the total length is 4 and the cuts lengths are 2, 1, and 1, and that is 2, 1, and 1, and we can make maximum 4 segments each of length 1. So let us now move to the discussion part. So here it is saying that we are given a length segment, right? Just consider this length segment, right, and denote it as like this is 2, and erase it. So it is just want to divide it equally so that it gets bit of easy to understand. Yeah, so in this manner, right? So it is, these are the 4 units, right, I can say, and the length is here 4. Now the cuts available to us were 2, 1, and 1. Now so I can see that we can perform a cut of length segment 1 each time, correct? So here these are 1, 2, and 3, so I will have another one, right, so it is of 4 length, and we have this 4 segments, right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it is of 1 unit, 1 unit, 1 unit, and 1 unit, right? So the total one is 4 units, right? Now I have choices, right? I have various choices to cut these line segment by with the help of these cut segments allowed to us. So what I can do in the best case, or to achieve my final answer, that is the total number of maximum cuts or the segment that I can achieve, is by cutting the line segment by 1 each time, correct? So I can cut this line segment by 1 each time. So my line segment would be reduced to this one, only this part, correct? Now again I can take 1 and divide and cut it again, cut it again, cut it again. So here you can see, if I take 1 each time, I will have a cut segment of the total number of cut segment will be 4, right? When I take 1 each time. Now the another interesting thing here is that since we are given x, y, z 3 cut segments, right? So we can utilize this cut segment any number of times you want. As you can see here, I utilize this one cut segment 4 times, right? So there is no boundation, I can say, that once we have utilized this cut, so I cannot again utilize the same cut. There is no such thing like this. We can again and again utilize the same amount of cut as many times as we want to achieve our final optimum answer. So I hope that now it is quite understandable to you that what the question means. Now let us now moving further, like how we'll solve it, right? So uh, consider only this example. Consider the above example only. This was our line segment, correct? Right, 4. It is of length 4, correct? And now I had three choices, either of 2, 1 or 1, correct? Now what I since I have choices, right? Since I have choices, what I can do, I can start from this one and pick or divide, or I can say cut this line, the entire line segment, cut this entire line segment by any of this cut segment allowed to me, right? So I can cut. If I start from the end, right? If I start from the end, I can cut this line segment by the cut segment allowed of size 1, right? Either of one, either of this one, or either of this two, right? I have a choice. So if I start from this point, right? So what choices do I have to cut this segment? That I can either have one or two, right? So now let us now draw a recursion tree kind of thing, we can say, right? Or before drawing the recursion tree, let us now understand with this diagrammatic depiction also, right? So now if I try to cut it with let me take three different colors, right, to make it understand more clearly. So first one is this one. Let us take another one with this one, and let us denote this black with 2, correct? Now so if I start with this one, right, so if I choose 1 as the division, so my this one would be lost, right, and the remaining length would be this one. And for this remaining one, again I would have three choices, that is 1, 1 or 2, right? So now if I try to follow up with this one again, so my this entire length one will be cut it off. Now again I'll be left with this one, this range, right? Again I will cut, so on. Now this was the first approach, correct? This was the first approach. Now second thing what I can do is I can take cut off this segment with of length 1. Now since I'm remaining with this one, right, I have choices either to pick three out of or any one of these three cut segments, right? So now this time I decided to cut with this two, go with this two cut, right? Now if I go with this two, my this entire length 2 would be cut off, right? And now I would be left with only this one, right? Now I have to decide that and now one more thing is that our count will be initialized to 2. That why? Because my first cut segment was this one here, so here my count was 1, and with this one my count was 2, right? So basically two cut segments I have, one of this black, one of this red, one black, one red, and this remaining one, right? So I have to check with which cut segments I can do this thing. Now for this one, you can see that the this length is now 1, so I cannot divide this with 2, right? Because there is no logic, because I have cut segment of length, because the line segment I am left with is only 1, so I cannot divide it with 2 segment, right? So the option of this 2 is now removed. Now I am only left with these two options, right? That is one, or that is the one with red color or one with the green color. So as you can see that the quantity or the amount is similar, or the value is similar, so it doesn't matter which cut we take. So either if I take the green one or the red one, let us suppose I take the green one, right? So the length of this cut will be increased to the total cut segment will be increased to 3. So you can see that the main point here is that we have to entirely cut the length segment, right? We have to reduce it to 0. We have to reduce this cut segment to 0. That means after doing all my cut operations, the length should be reduced to 0. But here if I use 2, so you can see that I had one length segment, but I cannot use 2, right? So that's why this is the logic, correct? Now as you can see that if I draw it again, it is a kind of recursive problem, correct? It's a kind of recursive problem. How? Because you can see that at each state, I can say each state means, suppose if I cut this red one out, so I am left with this length, right? So my this length is a new state, correct? My this length is a new state, and now if I cut it out this black one, this black range, so I am left with this state of length 1, right? So my each state here I can say is the length, right? So if I suppose if I have two states, right, this is my one state and this is my second state, right? So these two states vary from each other with respect to the length, right? Suppose this state had a length, the remaining length of the, this length, the line segment is n and this one is m, right? So now I hope that you are understood that what I'm trying to mean with the state, right? So now here I can see that here if I cut it out with this entire length of 1, so again I am, the sub problem is reduced, although the sub problem is reduced to this one, right, to this one, but the task is again same, right? The task which was initially up to this length was to find the minimum number of cuts for this entire length, correct, for this entire length. But now the task is same, that is to find the number of, or the minimum number or the maximum number of cuts segments required for now for this range, right? So the sub problem is reduced, but the property or the, the thing, or the task that we have to perform is remaining same, right? So why I'm telling you this, because as I said that it is a kind of recursive solution. Why recursive? That why? Because if, as I have told earlier many times, that if I have a recursive function, right, if I have a recursive function, let us name it as a solve, right, and this is its body, it's kind of some code written out here. So you can see that, the property of this recursive function remains same, that is the value that it will be returning would be same. That means suppose in this case for this entire length n, the property or, the behavior of this recursive function was to return the maximum number of cuts. Now even though suppose initially I had this length n passed it out, right, in the initial parameters, but now if I reduce my parameter to this one, suppose now if I have taken the cut segment of length 1, so it would have been reduced to n minus 1, correct? So now if I again pass here as n minus 1 in this recursive function, so the behavior will remain same, that the behavior, that is it have to find the minimum number or the maximum number of cut segments, right, the maximum number of cut segments for this n minus 1 length, right? So that's why I'm saying that we can use recursion, because I have to perform same task again and again, but the only difference is that the sub problems, the constraints is now reduced, correct? So that's why I can use a, recursive solution. So I hope that you understand now, right? But how can I use recursion, right? Suppose for each state I have choices either to pick one, right? Either to pick this one or this two, right? So if I choose this one, I remove this one, I have this. Now I have to do computations for this sub problem. Again I have three choices either to pick this red for this one, this entire length. I have the choices either to pick one or two, right? So this is how, I will be having a recursive function, right? And each recursive state I have three choices, right? So now let us draw a recursive function, right, or recursive tree for that. Suppose initially my state was n and I have I have three choices for each state, correct? Either to pick, suppose this was 4, right, this was 4 initially set out to be 4. Now I have choices either to pick 2, either to pick 1, this one or this 2, correct? So now if I pick this one, I will be left with 3, right? And again, as recursive function works in a DFS manner, right? Why DFS? Suppose, if I draw this recursion tree, if I have this kind of recursion tree sort of thing, so it will first of all go in this manner, right? So this is how the DFS or any recursive function works, right? This is the approach, that is it starts from this one, this one, this one, and then it goes this direction. So basically it covers it's all the left subtree again, first of all, and then go to the right subtree. So similarly here we have 3. Now again for 3 we have three choices either to pick, one, this one or this two. So if I pick this one, I have left with 2. So again this will go on until so on until it becomes 0, right? Until it becomes 0. So this is our base condition. So if I start from here, right, let us suppose I pick this one, 3. So for this 3 state I pick the length or cut segment of 2, so I would be left with only 1, right? So again here one, I have only two choices left, that is either to pick this one or this one, because the choice of 2 is now deleted, because the cut segment length is maximum or greater than the length of the line segment I am having, that is 1, right? So this is how we will be having the choices, the choices, that is three choices at each and every state. Correct. Now, as I said initially in the, while beginning this session, that this problem is somewhat related to any other problem, right? So let me tell you that this problem is a knapsack problem. That means the classic dynamic programming problem, knapsack problem. Why? Because at each point, you know we have a choice, right? We have a choice either to pick this one, to this one, or this one. And once we have picked any of the states, I am reducing by that amount my initial initial item, that is the length here. That is the length here, right? So that's why it is a kind of knapsack problem. So now we can easily implement our knapsack approach. Correct. So let us now see. First of all, I have explained here the recursive method, right? So now one more thing is there. Why dynamic programming, right? Why dynamic programming? So here, if I draw this recursion tree entirely, completely, right? So if I again go from this to, I have choices, that is one or two, correct? Now if I choose one here, again I will have one here, right? So as I said that the recursive function will work in this manner, correct? In this manner only. So here you can see that I would have been computed this one value, right? And again if I go to this thing, this one, so you can see that the sub problem is now repeated. The sub problem for this one and this one is same, right? So there is no need to recompute for this state again if I have computed for this one. So if I have computed initially for this state, then I will be storing my answer into a DP table, right? That can be any map or any array or any 2D array, right? So yeah, so that's how we are using dynamic programming and the concept of memoization. Now let us solve it with the help of a iterative DP, right? So suppose if this is my table, right? So this, in this direction, I'm denoting my length, right? I'm denoting my length of the line segment. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And now in this direction, I am denoting the cut segments I am having, right? The cut segments I am having. So the cut segments I had only of, let us take 1, 1, and 2. These were the cut segments I am having for this particular problem, right? So I am considering a zero-based indexing, right? Before that, I have stored this cut segment in the array. I can say an array, right? So let us now draw this DP table. It is a 2D DP table where I have initialized my states as my states as basically this horizontal one denotes the line, right, and this denotes the cut segments I am allowed. So let us now draw it completely. Yeah. So now initially, I have to do some edge cases or cover up my base condition, right? So this one is also 0. Now you can see that if my the line segment remaining is 0, of length 0, and I have 0 cut segments available with me. So how many possible cut segments or maximum cuts I can have in this line segment? That is 0, correct? That is 0 here, correct? Remaining this thing, I'll be filling it with integer minimum, right? I will be filling this integer minimum. I'll tell you why with integer minimum, right? Integer minimum, this entire thing will be filled with integer minimum, correct? And now, right, so moving further here, now here coming back to this one, correct? So here this one will be entirely filled with zeros. Why zeros? Because if I have this length segment, right? If I have this a length segment of 0 length, and this much, and this much cut segment, that is 1, 1, 2 is allowed to us. So do you think that how many cuts we can possibly do? That is 0 cuts, right? Because we cannot cut this segment, because the cut segment or the line length is 0, and the cut segment is greater than 0, right? So that's why we cannot do that. Similarly to this one, right? To this logic, we ignored this option, right? This choice. Why? Because the line segment is of length lesser than the cut segment allowed to us. So that's why, correct? So that's why it will be initialized to 0. Now coming back further, now if I'm starting from this state, right? If I'm starting with this state, so I have a line segment remaining of length 1, and the cut I have is 1, right? So currently what my idea is in this iterative DP table is that for each of the cut segments I am having, I will try to cut the entire length, that is entire possible length, that is one by one. That is, first we will take 1, 2, 3, and 4 with the length cut segment of 1, and then in the second one I will take the cut segment with considering both these two cut segments for this entire length. Similarly for in the last one I will be taking all these three cut segments, considering all these three cut segments and checking for this entire line segment. So this is kind of brute force solution, trying each and every possible solution or choice we have, right? So now starting from this one, I have a length of line segment one, and I have only one cut along. So I can basically do that, right? So if I cut this, so my length will be, or the answer, or the count of the cut segments will be increased by one. Why one? Because one cut, because we have did one cut here, right? We have did one cut here. So one plus y plus, because you can see that now it might be possible that after doing this one cut, the line segment must be the remaining of the line segment must be there. As you can see from here that suppose if I had four, I cut it with one, right? So there must be three also, right? The remaining was three, so I have to again consider for three also, right? So what I am doing, so basically each state, right, this each cell I can say is storing the maximum number of cuts I can have with this with this cut segments allowed for that particular length, correct? So as you can see that now for this line of one length and having only one cut segment allowed, I can have only one cut, right? Because one plus that, then the remaining one is zero, right? If I subtract one from, I will be having zero, and I will move one step upward because, or sorry, not upward, because I can use this one repetitively, right? So I will go in this backward direction here, right? So if I denote what I'm trying to do, if I subtracted one, so my length is now reduced to zero. So I will go here backward, and I can use this one again and again, right? I can use this one again and again. So that's why I have moved one step backward, right? Why one step backward? Because I reduced its length to one. So that's why 1 plus 0. Now here it is 0, right? It is 0. That means if I had 0 length and if I had one cut segment, then I would have only maximum 1 or 0 cuts. That's right. So that's why the concept of dynamic programming is coming here. That means utilizing the previous values, right? So that's why it's coming out to be 1. Now coming back to 2 here, right? Let us now see. It's going to be pretty much interesting for this 2. That is, for this 2, if I have a cut of 1, right? So I increment it by 1 because I have did one cut. Now you can see that the length after cutting the length of one cut segment from this line segment of 2 length, right? I will be left with only 1. So 1, that means I will go shift here. I will go shift here, right, to the backwards, because I can utilize the same one again. So that's why I'm not shifting to the above row. I had shifted to above row if and if the condition was given that I cannot utilize my same cut again and again, right? But now here it is allowed to as have as many times I can utilize my cuts. So I will go in this direction, this backward direction, and check that now my length was 1, right, and was 1 here cut segment. So I had only 1, so I will do 1 plus 1 here, right? That comes out to be 2. Similarly I can do this for 1, right? So it will fill out to be 4, it will fill out to be 3, it will fill out to be 4. Now interestingly, this one will be also filled in the similar fashion, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now coming back to 2, right? So here I can see that for this 2, the cut segment is greater than the line, right? So what I can do, I have two choices, right? Either to consider this cut or to skip this cut, right? So if I consider this cut, so it is not, it is not valid for me. So I have to skip this cut. But what I said for this, what does this cell value represents? This cell value represents that the maximum cut I can have with all of these cut segments for this line, for this length of line, right? So here, what do you think that for considering all of these cut, that is 1, 1, 2, how many maximum cuts I can have for this length line 1? That will be coming out to be 1, right? Because if I skip this 2 cut segment, then I can have the 1 cut segment with the help of this one, right? So that's why we have a choice either to consider this or skip this. If I consider this, then I will increase, then I will add 1 to it and check for the previous remaining values as we did for these cells. But if I skip it, then that means that I have to go one row above. Why one row above? Because we have skipped it, and now I have to pick the answer from the previously used value, right? So that's why it is 1. Now coming back to here, right? So now here the length is of the line segment is 2, and the haircut segment is again 2. So I can easily cut it, right? It is a valid cut segment. So I will utilize or add 1 to it, that is 1 plus as, and I will go back again to here, right? as I can use the 2 again and again, right, as I explained it earlier before for this one. So now my length is remained, or left out to be 0, so I will go here again 0. So here with all of these 1 1 and 2, I can have only, for the length of line 0, I can have only 0 cut, so I will have a 0. Now do you think that with all of these 1 1 2, and for this line segment of length 2, do 1 is 1 is the maximum answer? No, because I get 2, I got 2 here previously, right, and I am considering for all of these cut segments, right? That's what this cell value represents. I'll repeat again, this cell value represents the maximum number of cuts I can have with all of these cut segments available to me for this current line segment that I am computing the value for. So I have to take a max, right? Max of this previous value. Why max with this previous value? Considering that I had said that I had choices for each cut segment, right? Either to pick it or either to skip it. Since I have picked it, I got these number of cut segments for this length 2. And now if I skip it, then I can have 2 cut segments. So I have to take a maximum one, right? Why maximum one? Because this cell, I will repeat again, that this cell represents the maximum number of cuts I can have with all of these cut segments and for this line segment, right? Similarly, I'll be coming back here, and in this fashion it will be covered up here, right? So let us now move to the coding part and see how we'll implement this approach. So this is our this was the problem statement. The link of this problem statement will be attached in the description. Let us now try to submit this approach. So meanwhile, if you guys have any doubts, so you can comment it down in the live chat. So I will surely looking into it. Now, as I said that, first of all, these are my parameters, right? In the input parameters, that is n, the length of the line segment, x, y, z, the cuts allowed to me, right? So now, what my task is, first of all, create a DP array, that is long, and name it DP. And I have 2 states, right? Why 2 states? As you can see that the one state is of this for this cut segments, and the second state is for the length of line. Correct. So in the row I had the cut segments, right? So the length would be of 4. Why 4? Because as that you might have a question that we had only 3 cut segments by length 4. So we are considering 0 base indexing, right? We are considering for 0 length also, because this is our base condition. We cannot skip our base condition, right? So that's why we considered 4 here. As index are denoting, the index are denoting the index of this cut segment. That means first, second, the first cut segment, the second cut segment, the third cut segment, and so on, right? Similarly, in the column, I will be having n plus 1. Why n plus 1? Because again, we are considering 0 based indexing, and each index is denoting the particular length of that line segment at that particular column or index, right? Suppose for this 3 index is denoting the considering the line segment of length 3, and similarly for row 2 and 1, right? Now, as I said that I will be initializing my entire DP table with integer max or integer minimum, correct? So now I will be, so it was equal to, okay, so I had this row first, right? So it will be 3 and I plus plus, and similarly for I equal to 0, I less than equal n, I plus plus, sorry, it would be j, and here j, right? And then I will initialize my dp of ij to be integer minimum, correct? Why integer minimum? Let's look it out here, right? For instance, suppose suppose that if my first cut, that here I took the first cut to be of length 1, right? Now if I remove this entire first cut, so let me draw it again, right? This was it, right? Assume that it was 2 here, right? The first cut allowed to me was 2 here, and all of these values are integer minimum, right? Let us now see why we are taking integer minimum only, not any other value for the base condition. Now here it would be 0, it would be, now here, right, it would be 0. Similarly here it is int minimum. Now as I said that here for this length 1, the cut segment 2 is greater, so I have to skip it. Now if I skip it, I will go to this one, right? So again it will be initialized to integer minimum, correct? Now that's not an issue. Now if I come back to 2 here, right, now coming back to 2 here, I will be having 1 plus 0, that is 1 for this cut segment, and the remaining length 0, I have 0. There is no issue till now. Now if I come back to 3, what do you think the answer would be, right? So can I, so let us take it here, right? So if I had only one cut segment allowed, that is of length 2, only this cut segment is allowed to, was allowed to us, for instance, and I had to cut these 3 segments, right? So for the first cut segment I could cut this entire length with 2. Now again I have to cut this one length segment, this remaining one length segment, with a cut of 3, but with a cut of 2. So do you think that it is possible? So in this case the answer would be equal to 0, right? That means no cut segment is there, no cut segment is possible, right? No cut segment is possible if I am allowed only with a cut segment of 2 for this length 3. So integer minimum here denotes that, no, if at any cell I get a negative value, I get a negative value, that denotes that no cut segment is allowed to us. For suppose, for instance, if any, for any length segment or for any test case, if this last cell come out to be a negative value, that is a negative value less than 0, that means it denotes that there is no cut segment possible, right? No cut segment is possible, right? So I will be returning 0 from that point, right? And why we are checking this last cell for our answer? Because as I said that each cell represents the maximum number of cut segments I can have considering all of these cut segments and for this length, right? So what was our final task? To return the maximum number of cut segments for this length 4, right? For this length 4 and considering all of these. So this cell will represent this length 4 line segment, and this 4 will represent considering all of this, right? So that's why this last cell will represent or will have our answer, right? So that's the logic behind picking up the integer minimum. And now after that I have, since I have, filled all of these values with integer minimum. Now I have to initialize this base condition with 0, right? So I will do it explicitly. That means I will iterate this entire row. That means this tree and I plus plus, and I will fill out my dp of I0 equal to 0, right? Now again our task is that I have to check for these remaining cells, right? I have to check for these remaining cells because I have filled up this space, this first row and this first column. I have to check for these remaining cells, correct? The general cases I can say. Now before considering that, I have to, as I said earlier, right, I have to pick these values in the array. We will see why, right? So first of all we will do that. We will take an integer array of size 4, right? And for array of 1 I will put here, and array of 2 I will put here y, and array of 3 I will put here z, right? So this was it. Now I can have the base condition. I will start from 1, and the row, like my rows had the cut segment, that's why for this one, okay. Yeah, so this was in j equal 1, j less than equal n, and j plus plus, right? I will tell you why we are starting from 1, right? Why 1? Because we have considered this 0 0 considered, so now we are starting from this one. This was, if I do the indexing, that then this would be 1 2 and 3, right? And this would be 1, so that's why we are starting from this cell, that is 1 comma 1, correct? So that is why, that's why 1 1, right? And now I had a choice, right? That means if j, so j denotes the current length of the line segment I am checking for, right? So if my j is greater than or equal to the current cut segment I am checking for, that is I, correct? It is correct, I minus 1. Perfect. Okay. So if I'm considering, if I take, okay, so if I take here I, it means it would cause me a bit trouble. So if I take here 1, I will tell you why it will cause me a trouble, right? If I take I only here, because I have to put these values in the DP table also, and my DP table is initialized from 0 based indexing, so that's why I have to manage that thing, right? So I will put here 0 1 and 2, and let us take it as 3 normally, right? Consider it as 3. Yeah, so that's why now if I have j less than 0, so now you can see that how I can utilize this indexing, right? So if so now this condition means that the length segment the current line segment I am having is having length greater than the cut segment currently I am allowed to do, right? So that's why that means it is valid. So I have a choice, right? I have two choices for this cut segment, that is either to pick it or not pick it. So now if I pick it, right, I have to take the maximum of both of the choices. So now if I pick it, that means one cut is that means I have done one cut, that means one will be added, and now I have to check for the remaining cut length, right? So here what I have done, dp of I j minus array of I minus 1, right? Let us now look at here. So if I solved here, right, so for this two, right, so I just subtracted the value, so the new length would have become this array of I, or I can say this j minus array of this one, right? So I would automatically reach here, and I have kept my I same. Why I same? Because as I said that I can utilize this cut segment any number of time I want, right? That's why I kept it same. So this was our first choice. If I pick this, if I pick, so I will comment it down, right? If I select, or I can say selected, right? Selected, and the second one would be skipped, right? Skipped. So if I skip this one, so no increment will be done, and if I skip this one, that means I am not considering this cut segment. Suppose if I am this one, so I'm not, let us say I'm this one, right? I am skipping this one, that means I have to take from the above value, right? So above value would be dp of I minus 1 and keeping the j same, right? So that would be dp of I minus 1 and keeping the j same, that is the length segment same. Else if I don't pick this one, I have only left with one choice, that is if I am skipping this one, so dp of I j would be equal to dp of I minus 1 j, correct? So that's all the code. And now I said that I would be checking the last one, right? The last cell. So if my dp of I, or I had this one, right? So my dp of 3 comma n, dp of 3 comma n is less than 0, right? That means it is a negative value, then I have to return a 0. That means no cut segment or no cut is allowed or cannot happen, and else I will return dp of 3 comma n, right? So that's the entire case. Okay, so let us now try to submit it, right? I hope you understood this problem statement completely, right, and this solution completely. So the time complexity of this solution is n into 3. Why into 3? Because this n, and we are checking for each this cut segment we are checking the entire length, right? So that means n into 3, and the space complexity is also n into 3, correct? So yeah guys, this was all about today's session. So I hope you enjoyed it, and still you have any doubts regarding this, so you can comment it down in the live chats, and after that, after this session, you can also comment it down in the comment section. I will surely answer it back to you, right? So yeah guys, till then, stay happy, stay safe, happy coding, bye bye.